and welcome to the 4cc clinic about the C9. So we've just got half an hour and I'm going to try and re-talk through a fantastic training we had at Success Day. And I've seen this presentation a couple of times from a lady who built her business on the C9. And she basically had to have IVF to have children, and she knew that she needed to build an income of £6,000. So when she looked at her business, she decided that the C9 has got high CC value, it's got high profit value, and that was what she was going to focus on. And I can tell you now that she is pregnant and expecting any day. So there are a few tips that I wanted to focus on this evening about building your business through the C9. A lot of it is to do with customer care, and just some things that I think could resonate with you that everyone could really benefit from knowing. Okay, so some of you will will know what the C9 is about and how does it work. So milkshakes are used to replace some of your meals. Days 1 and 2 are your cleanse phase, and then days 3 to 9 are your shakes. You have a couple of shakes a day and a 600-calorie meal, and during the Clean 9 as well, you get all your free foods, which is essentially vegetables and fruit. And you can eat your vegetables raw, you can cook them, but you can't do them in butter or olive oil or anything like that. And then the cleanse phase gets rid of, it rests the body, and it starts getting rid and working through all those toxins from around the stored fat. So those first 2 days are that it kind of rids the toxins that are holding the fat in place, if that makes sense, because often the reason that you get those fatty cells is you've got stuff stuck behind it. So your body can't get rid of it. So those first couple of days gets rid of that, and then it can start breaking down all that fat. Because fat with toxins is a lot more difficult to get hold of. And the beauty of the Clean 9 is the difference that you see in your skin, your hair, your energy levels, the way that you feel afterwards is pretty amazing. So in your box, if you don't know this already, you get a couple of litres of Forever Aloe Vera. So you get a couple of bottles of that. You've got your ultralight with amino, you can have it in vanilla or chocolate. You've got Therm, which is tablets that come in a little pot. And actually I have some here by my desk because I still use them during the day. And they reduce your tiredness. They keep your energy levels up. You've got Garcinia Plus, and these all come in a popper form. So you can see that little purple C9 box there. It comes in popper form, and as you open the box, it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's super, super simple. The Garcinia Plus is an actual hunger suppressant by about 10%. Stops your sugar levels dropping. Fiber's part of your daily diet. You get 9 packets for the 9 days that you just mix with water. And then you get your shaker, your tape measure, your information booklets, everything that you need. And they're so simple. They're in a really neat box. And even the shaker is designed that you can stick it in the car, like the car holder. They used to be quite fat, so you'd have to put them on your seat in the car. But they're much easier to use. They're so portable. So when people say to you, oh, I need to have some time off work to do the C9, they don't. You can take everything with you. And the shaker down there has got like a screw-in bit on the bottom where you can put your powder, you can put supplements. So it's super, super simple. Now, the effect on your income in terms of retail profit on a C9, this is really important, okay? So for a C9, they retail at $108.95 and wholesale is $78.81. So you're going to make £30 plus your bonus, okay? So if you're an assistant supervisor, you are going to be making, bear with me a second, oops, you're making an extra £5.44 on that because that is your 5%. And as we know, so you'd be making £35.58 as an assistant supervisor, so it's plus your bonus. So obviously if you're a supervisor, you've got 38% on that. If you're an assistant manager, it's 43%. And if you're a manager, it's 52%. Okay, so you've got big profit margins in here, and it's really important to know that. And you will actually get your personal bonus taken off at point of sale now, rather than you get that paid into your bank account on the 15th of the month. So that's something to consider. But you're getting pretty much half a case credit through one C9. So why the Clean 9? It's got a high case credit value. That's really important to stress, and so have the follow-on programs, the Fit 1 and the Fit 2. And I'll be honest with you, when I first joined the business and I used to do, and I've done the C9 and stuff, I used to fall down a little bit with the customer care and the follow-up. So I'd just see the C9 and that's all I would see. But actually we've got a fantastic Fit 1 and Fit 2 program, and now I focus on taking people through the whole program. I've got lots of people that's done the Fit 1, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. And if not, they carry on to take, other products. So you've got a really good profit margin there, between £36 and £52, depending on where you are on the marketing plan. 5 Clean 9s, 180 quid. What would you do with that? So it's worth thinking about the profit margin in here. So you could literally join the business, retail 5 Clean 9s, and you've pretty much got your business owner box outlay back. It's done over 9 days, so there's time to get to know your customer as well. And I'll be honest with you, this is another thing that I used to fall down on. It'd be like, there goes your C9, and I'd probably give them a call halfway through, or when they started to make sure they're all right, halfway through, and then at the end to check they're okay. But really the beauty is in the follow-up. And one of the key things that Forever are working really, really hard on at the moment is customer retention. When we were at the Global Rally in South Africa, we had a talk from Bob, I think it was Bob, or it might have been Aidan O'Hare, who were basically saying that a huge chunk of Forever customers will buy one product and they're not repeat customers. We're missing a trick here. And I think it's all down to looking after existing customers, because existing customers are much easier to keep, whereas a new customer is much more difficult to find, if that makes sense. So we really need to focus on taking these people through a journey. Health, weight loss, fitness is always on people's minds. It's always something they want to do. I mean, I just popped a post of shared some results on my page today, on my business group, and I've already had someone that's gone and bought a C9 from my shop. It's ongoing referrals. There's a huge, huge rollout from C9s, huge. And one of the things that I feel people miss a trick on is keeping on top of and making the most of all the fuss that it generates and all the interest that it generates. And it's asking those important questions as someone is going through that journey to make sure that you are completely aware of everyone around that person who is also showing an interest. Because if you're not, they'll go and buy it from somebody else. It's a chance to showcase different products, because someone starts on the Clean 9, you've got the opportunity to show them lots of different things. And it can be promoted to existing customers as well. So if you think you've got people, that buy regularly a toothpaste, a cream, a gel, they drink the gel, why not recommend a C9 to them? Why not add them to the weight management group? And it's a fantastic opportunity to showcase the business. And I'll share the results of the lady that I'm talking about. And I'm saying the lady because my mind's gone blank. I can't remember her name, but she's lovely. I'll share her results later as to what she managed to achieve. So when people join the business, I always, always, always encourage people to do the C9, whether they need to or not, because you can't recommend a product unless you do it. So if you get 5 people to do the challenge with you, I always call it the C9 challenge, get 5 friends to do it with you, you'll make £75 and your C9 is paid for. Actually, you'll make more than that now. So if you're thinking you make 36 per C9, times that by 5 is 180, take off 72 for your box, it's 108. So actually you'll make more. So you'll make about £108. And even, if you found 4 people to do it, you're still going to make money, and your C9 will be free, and you've got 4 new customers, and it's the rollout from there. It's the ripple effect that you have from looking after these people. But the key with this is you've got to look after them. It's really important that you do. And you can offer incentives, for repeat C9 people. for repeat C9 customers as well. And when you have a customer who's going to be doing a clean 9, ask if they're happy to blog and tag you in. And I mean blog as in blog, chat about it. You know, it's not a sales pitch that you want someone doing on Facebook. And I'm really quite hot on that, because you need to create interest and just be able to chat about these things as opposed to trying to sell stuff. There's nothing worse than seeing a news feed full of inbox me for more information, offer on this. If you want to do things like that, I would really encourage you to keep them within your own private groups. I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to do something in there like that, but for your news feed, it's more about lifestyle, sharing success, you know, sharing people's results, and literally blogging. So just chatting about your journey and what they're doing, because people love to see a journey, you know, and support them, and that's really important. So how do you attract customers to do the C9? You've got to do it yourself. That is the most important thing. I don't know anyone who has had a successful C9 retailing business without doing it themselves. And there are some people in my team who have had a stonking C9 retail business. I did it for my 40th. I've done it a couple of times since, actually. My 40th was in July one year, and I still have people doing the C9 in November, and it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling because of the ripple effect. Show integrity and tell your story, okay? People love to see progression. People love to see a story. People love to see, you know, whether it's anything, they love to see a change in your lifestyle. They love to see, you know, a new business idea and how it's affecting your life. They love to see a weight loss journey. They love to see what it's like when you started the C9, how you're getting on day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, they love to see a journey, and I think that's really important for people to follow. But have fun with it. And this is these are a few of the key things that I picked up from that training. So, you know, when you have your shake, it doesn't have to be in a shaker. Stick it in a nice glass with some mint in it. You know, if you sat outside, make it look like it's a cocktail. You've got the company campaigns that you can use as well. And a couple of the pictures are here. You can pull all of this down from Forever Knowledge. Also, the company do various different campaigns. So keep your eyes open for when you get your newsletter sent through to you from Forever Knowledge, and when you get your magazine sent through, because they often have campaigns, things like the best before and after photos, or the best recipe for a shake, or something like that. You know, get people involved and include that in your challenges, because they can win stuff for that. I think it's like £250 travel vouchers at the moment for a competition that's in the Forever newsletter. Have team challenges. Post it on you know, social media. You know, if you're buddying up with people, have a regular thread where you all sort of posting every day as to how you're getting on, and you know, who's lost the most percentage of inches, or who feels the best, or, you know, those kind of things, because they can work really, really well. And it's the power of the word of mouth. Our Clean 9 is a fantastic product. It's amazing. You know, it's a fantastic product, and it's something you shouldn't be scared of sharing. Myself, I'm a fitness bunny. I eat well. I love my chocolate. I love my alcohol. But I know how to look after myself. So when I look at, in inverted commas, fad diets, I get quite annoyed, you know, and I look away and I just think, oh, for goodness sake. So when I was looking at the C9, I really had to do my research, and I was thoroughly impressed, and I had to do it myself too. And I was thoroughly impressed because it's nutritionally balanced. You know, it's not a fad thing where afterwards you pile the weight back on, because it really does help with all your eating habits. It helps to re-educate you, and the way you feel afterwards, you want to keep that feeling. So don't be afraid to talk about it, and ask customers to tag you. It's really important, even after, you know, they've done the C9. Ask them to tag you. It's the one key thing, though. It's really important to be compliant. Really important to be compliant, because things are hotter and hotter and hotter now. You can't make claims about you will lose this, you will do that, but you can look into the compliance side of things, and there are some videos on the pinned post that if you're unsure, always ask your upline and watch the videos, but it's important that you're compliant. Okay, so do the C9. Join my summer cleanse challenge. You know, if you see someone posting on Facebook about the fact that they're feeling a bit lardy or they feel a bit lethargic or something's happened and they put on a bit of weight or they've had an accident or something like that, then, you know, send them a message or post on the thread saying, hey, why don't you join my summer cleanse challenge? I've got a few people doing it. You know, I can add you to my group. PM them. If they say, oh, yeah, what's that? Just say, look, I'll private message you. You know, who have they got that fancies doing it with them? And be different. So a couple of ideas here, and this is the one thing that I found was really quite interesting from this lady that did the training. She had a customer who had done the C9, and he was on lots of dating sites, and he was inundated with dates after he did the C9. So she posted it. She shared his post, and she posted it on her group and on her page, which helped to build more interest. She also shared someone's stories who had to take their clothes back. She bought some new clothes just before she started the C9. Became too big, so she took them back, so she shared that. And also sharing the story of 12 months later, the weight's still off and it's the healthiest it's ever been. Now this is pictures of my husband. Bless him. He doesn't know that they're on the training and that the whole world can see them, but hey ho. But my husband is, you know, he's not social media. He doesn't like being on social media, but to support me, he was happy to show his results. And he was happy to post. I mean, actually, the picture on the left was when he had just done the C9, because he then carried on with lots of the products. He didn't do the Fit 1 and the Fit 2, but he pretty much did by using the products. And then you can see how much weight he carried on losing. So he lost 11 pounds on the weight on the C9. And then a year later, he posted to say, do you know what, it was a year ago that I did this C9, and look at me now. So you can share things like that, that you can make it fun. You know, all the things that you can make fun. So when you're blogging on Facebook, it's really important that people see your journey. So I encourage people to blog way before you start the C9, way before. You know, as in, right, I've decided I'm going to do it and I've ordered it, that kind of thing. Anyone fancy doing it with me? But it's really important that you just blog and you chat, and you don't turn it into a sales pitch. Otherwise, people will just turn off. If you want to be a bit more salesy, then keep it with you in your own private group. Post a picture, you know, of how excited you are. Keep it short. You know, put your last meal up there, glass of wine, a picture of some fantastic body that you want, or something that's fun and, you know, or comical pictures. Keep it really simple. And anyone that likes your post or comments on your post, send them a private message and say, look, thanks for liking my post, thanks for commenting, thanks for your support. Do you fancy doing it with me? There's no harm in asking. The main days are 1, 3, 6, and 9, and pictures speak a lot louder than words, okay? So seeing pictures and seeing people's journeys are really good. Some people may not be brave enough, you know, to post before and after. That's absolutely fine. And when I did it, I took pictures of my feet on scales, which worked really well too, so that people could see the difference. Or you can be covered up. You know, you can wear something, just wear the same outfit, if that makes sense. But before and after pictures really work. I don't know if anyone has seen Michelle Wingate doing her before and after pictures. She was determined to show everybody how she would get on with it. And she did the C9. She's now halfway through the Fit 1. She looks amazing. I think she sold about 10, and she's got 2 people on the Fit 1, which is huge. And I'll show you the profit margins that you can make from those as well. But the really important thing not to do is comment to people or explain what it is during your thread. It's quite a personal thing. So if someone is interested and is intrigued and would like to do the Clean 9 for various reasons, and people have various goals, don't they? So some people might want to drop some weight. Some people just feel yuck. Some people have just got a bit too used to sugar, but they're quite slim. It could be anything. Some people are going on holiday. It might be their wedding. So if you reply to a thread, you know, comment thread underneath a post that you've done with a C9, if there's one person in there that's like, oh yeah, it's just one of them fad diet things, or if there's someone in there that has a different goal to someone else and they say, you don't need to do it, you know, something like that, then it can put the whole lot off. So it's a really personal thing. So I always private message people. And they'll find, you know, that it's making sure that you have that personal contact, because it's a really private thing if people want to do something like this. So that's really important. And the other key thing is we have got a humongous, great big support group on Facebook. It's got nearly 11,000 people on it now. It's a fantastic group. It is huge. And I know a lot of you have got your own private groups as well. What I would encourage you to do is contribute a lot more. Because the more you contribute, the more you put recipes, ideas, congratulations, the more you comment on people, the more you start chats. You know, if it's in your own group, for example, you pop a comment on saying, hey, so-and-so, how are you getting on C9? How's day 5? You know, starting that kind of thing. Be a contributor and post ideas as well. You know, ideas about exercise ideas, recipes, you know, what you can do with your ultralight. Because don't forget, you've got free food, so you can put lots of berries in there. You can do smoothies with veg, you know, those kind of things, recipes for your 600-calorie meal, all of those kind of bits and bobs. And always ask, and you can share results with booklets. And actually, this is one that Michelle put on not so long ago, of a friend that is doing it. She's lost, I think, 15 pounds, I think I read, which is amazing. And one of the most important things to do, so when someone says to you, do you know what, yeah, I'm going to do the C9, always ask if there's someone that would like to do it with them. And this is one of the key things that I just haven't done. So now I religiously say, look, I can buddy you up with someone from my support group who's doing the C9, or you could buddy up with someone else you know. Who do you think would want to do it with you? People like being buddied up with people that they know, so they'll find someone. And that's when you can start to build extra customers. And the lady that did this training very, very rarely sold one C9. It was always 2, because she would have at least one person with that person doing the C9. So how do we do it? You need to be a coach, not a salesperson. Okay, so, you know, one person well taken care of could be more valuable than, you know, $10,000 worth of advertising, is Jim Rohn. Support your friend even if you don't support their situation. So there is an issue where people can go on eBay, they can go off and buy it from someone else. They can go off and buy it from a forever business owner who unfortunately doesn't have the same ethics that we all do, who might have just cut the price, you know, and it's like 70 quid, 80 quid, 100 quid, or something like that. Just on to the next. Don't worry about that, but still support them anyway in the way that you would have done, if they were your own personal customer. Just support them anyway, because they may want to use products afterwards. They may know other people, you know, so they'll recommend someone. So it's really important not to it's the same, you know, if you have a launch and people don't turn up or they let you down, don't worry about it. Don't let it get to you. Just look at the positive that you can get out of it. You can invite them to the next launch. You can do a little business owner box show. The same with a C9 customer who goes elsewhere. Just support them anyway. So prepare them before they do the C9. It's really important. Ask who they know they'd like to buddy up with. Okay. Talk them through a pre-cleanse. So I encourage people to get an extra bottle of gel. You know, start the gel a week before, a few days before. It depends how quickly they order the C9. Some people are like, oh, I want to start it tomorrow. So you're going to struggle a bit. So I always encourage them to cut down on caffeine and sugar. I always make sure that they know when the toxins are coming out of their body that they may experience some headaches. They need to drink lots of water, and add them to the weight management group. Just make sure that you do that as a habit. And obviously, if you've got your own group as well, if you add them to that, make sure you're contributing, you're consistent, you're posting all the time, you're putting up ideas. And don't forget, you can pull off loads of stuff off Forever Knowledge, you know, ideas and things. So day 1 and 2, you've prepared them. Keep in close contact over these 2 days. This is really important, and this is where I used to fall down, but I don't do it anymore. You know, keep in close contact over those 2 days. How they find the yellow, how they find the supplements, the fibre, are they feeling hungry, have they got any withdrawals, are they following the program? chat, give advice, what meal they're going to do on day 3. So on day 2, you can sort of say, well, look, you've got your meal tomorrow. What do you think you're going to have? Just remind them about the changes, that actually now they're going to have a shake for breakfast and lunch, and then you've got a 600-calorie meal in the evening. Day 3, celebrate their results, okay, because they're going to do a weigh-in. Celebrate their results. If they haven't lost anything, just ask them how they're feeling. It's unusual. But, some people don't, but it depends how they feel. Sometimes the body can take a little while to catch up with what you're actually doing to it, if that makes sense. So it might take a little while. Explain, going through the routine that starts the next 6 days, discussing recipe and food ideas, and just manage their expectations so they can understand what's happening in their body. So it's just having that open, fluid chat. So if it's nice to have a call from someone when you're doing something when the first 2 days are quite hard, and then, the lady that recommends you, your friend that sold you the C9 gives you a call and says, right, how are you getting on? God, I'm desperate for a cup of tea. Okay, well, look, it's 12 o'clock. You're about to have your shake, and then it'll be the afternoon. Before you know it, it'll be bedtime, it'll be day 2, and you're nearly there. So it's having that kind of open conversation all the time. Days 4 and 5, build a relationship with them. This is a beautiful period of time where you can build a relationship with these people. I mean, you may know some of them anyway, but if you don't know them that well, build a relationship, ask questions, be friendly. When are their holidays? What are their goals? How are the kids getting on? What's happening in their lives? How are the family? Those kind of things, because these are all things that you can make a note of to keep in touch with people. And once you build that kind of relationship, you're starting to understand more about them and what they're looking for and what their goals are. Day 6, celebrate their results. And day 6, it's really important to introduce the Fit One, the follow-on program, okay? Introducing products that they can use afterwards. You're having such great results. The follow-on program is the Fit One. What are your thoughts on going on to that? Or it might be the gels or the shakes or something like that. And the killer question is, has anyone noticed a difference in you? Who has noticed a difference in you, that should say, because it's an open question. And then you get in touch with them. Thanks for supporting Fuji's or Ethel, whatever their name is. I heard you had some really lovely things about her progress. Can I get you any more info? Day 8. Make sure that you're on top of the follow-on products ready for when they're finished. Okay, so make sure that they're ready to go, because once they're finished on day 9, you don't really want to have a few days gap where they stop taking the gel, they get out of the habit or anything. So it needs to be quite succinct, the Fit One ready to go. Again, ask, has anyone noticed the difference in you? Who has noticed the difference in you? Talk about referrals. Can they refer 4 friends, get a free gift? Get the Fit One at a reduced price or something like that? Or get an extra product, because that's always more CCs. And then day 10, prepare them for the next stage of the journey. It's really important to keep the door open in the relationship and keep in touch with people. Keep a diary note of what they're drinking now, when they're likely to need some more products, when their holidays are, any events, kids' birthdays, that kind of thing, so you can just keep in touch with people. And obviously you should be using a diary or some form of organisation, so you can pop all of that in there. And it's just keeping that door open. So on day 6, if you're starting to talk about the follow-on from the C9, so if you retail 1 Fit One, that's a case credit. And if, for example, they're going to carry on with the shake, the Garcinia, and a couple of bottles of gel, that's about 0.4 of a case credit. So if you had, a few people doing the C9 and 2 decide to carry on with the Fit One, and a couple carry on with the ultralight, the Garcinia, and the gel, you're going to make nearly £200 just from that. So look at the retail profit that you can make as well. So it's really important. The bigger the packs, the more you're going to make in CCs, and the more you will make in retail as well. And then you've got someone that's going to have the shakes, the Garcinia, a couple of bottles of gel, see them through for the next month. Again, that's half a case credit, and that's £30 in profit. So it's thinking about where these CCs can come from. Now, the lady that did this training, she had sponsored, since she joined the business until the end of the year, 25 new Forever Business owners. 19 of those were Clean 9 customers, 19. And she knew exactly how many C9s she had to sell to make her $6,000 for IVF, and she's now pregnant and due to have a baby any day. So she knows her stuff and built an amazing business with this as well. So what next? Do the C9, promote the C9 challenge, ask who who would do it with, who if they got a friend that could do it with, would they like to order any follow-up products, okay? And incidentally, if you've got people who have done the C9 and you haven't had the conversation about the follow-up products, if anyone else would like to do it with them, or you've got people that are just about to do the C9, go back through all of your customers and ask the people who have done the C9 if they'd like to follow on with any other products. If you haven't already, recommend them the Fit One. If you've got people lined up to do it, who would they like to buddy up with? You can recommend someone, or would you like to find someone yourself? Go back through all of your customers and invite them to have a look at the C9. Okay, so if you haven't mentioned the C9 to that, you say, do you know what? I meant to mention this to you the other day, but one of our most popular products is the C9. I know you like this, that, and the other, but I just wondered if it might be something you'd like to have a look at. Add them to the weight management group. Be very active in your own group and the weight management group, offering ideas, recipes, share successes, congratulate, blog on social media, and it's important to, comment on other people's posts as well. It's really important to share other people's successes, and that just doesn't mean on the product side as well. Always, if you're a member of a group and people are doing well, comment and congratulate them, because then you will get that back with your customers and your team members as well. And don't forget to introduce the business opportunity. Remember, a lot of people join the business after doing the C9. I've got lots of people that join my business from doing the C9 because it's a great product, and once you've retailed five, you've got your money back, from your business owner box. So, a lot of people can join the business with a C9, don't forget. So it's a great way to bring people into the business, and if they're recommending the products to other people, it's kind of like a no-brainer, because they can start to make a little bit of extra income. But it is all in the journey. It's all in the, the pre-planning with people. It's all in the journey and, helping them and building a relationship with them through the journey. And it's also in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. It's so important that you follow up. But obviously you need to follow up with the C9 on day 6 to make sure that you're ready for the follow-on products and things. So it's really important. So I hope that has helped you. Kind of a whistle-stop tour. I hope there's some key things in there that have helped you. So I look forward to speaking to you all, I'm sure, on the next 4cc clinic, which will be next Wednesday. So I'll say good night to everybody, and thank you for listening.